Thank you for listening to The Afternoon Pint. We are an independent podcast and we need your support. Please take a moment to hit that like, follow, and share button. Email us if you have an idea or suggestion for the show. Please send your feedback. We'd love to hear from you. Cheers!
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 Welcome to The Afternoon Pint. I am Matt Conrad.
And I am Tim Anchovy, as Mike likes to call me.
All right, and who do we have here?
And I'm Christina Black.
Christina Black. That name sounds familiar.
Just a tad.
As you've heard, my co-host of the day is sounding a little different. Tim's been on the podcast before. Guest hosting out of a special request because he got Christina here.
Well,
so he was like...
It wasn't all me. You got to give a little shout out to Maria Miller. That's Christina's cousin and my good friend.
Maria.
Big thanks to Maria for reaching out to Christina to get her on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So thank you for coming.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm really happy to be here. Thanks for asking me. Maria's like, it's Tim's cousin. I was like, oh, then I'd love to do it. Yeah.
There you go. So just before we kind of get into why everyone knows your name is we're here at Jungle Gyms. We're sitting here sipping on some beers. They're always very welcoming to host. And yeah, so we absolutely love the fact that we're here. So why don't you tell everybody how they should know you?
Well, if you're a curling fan or a casual curling watcher, you may have seen me playing in the Scotties Tournament of Hearts a number of times over the last few years, or in the Olympic trials this past year, which was at the Scotiabank Centre in Halifax, where my team competed there. So hopefully lots of people came out and were watching because it was an awesome time.
Pretty exciting. You went to, 2 matches?
I went to 3. Actually.
3 matches,
Three
okay.
matches, yeah.
All right, there you go. Yeah, you get the shirt on here. You got your number one fan over here.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. He started the fan club.
No,
Facebook.
Christina's family actually made these really awesome shirts, and a couple of them say, always bet on black with a casino chip, and then another set of shirts say, have a little curling stone and says black magic.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, we had quite the crew supporting us. So many family members and friends, and then they all, started wearing shirts, so you could see them in the crowd, which was amazing. Just to be able to spot your fans and be able to point them out and look over and wave, and it was pretty awesome.
Very cool.
I think even just random other people who were not part of the family would stop them and be like, where'd you get that shirt? I want to get one.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Maria could have made some profit.
Yeah, seriously, she should be selling them, right? Probably have to share a little bit with Christina, though.
Probably,
probably.
But I was looking at all the merchandise when I was at the trials there, and I was like, man, you guys got to see these shirts about always bet on black and the black magic.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Everyone, when the Olympics come around, I honestly, truly only watch the curling and the hockey.
Nice.
That's it,
yeah.
Right? Male, female, curling, hockey. That's really, if we come home with 4 gold medals, and it's those 4, that's pretty much all I'm like, we're good, right? So I really like curling, but how does, a young girl in Sydney fall in love with curling?
Yeah, for me, a lot of people usually get into it because their parents curl or something. So they're brought, or an older sibling or something, so they're brought into the club. But for me, my mom is a huge sports fan. She watches all the sports, everything. So growing up, I watched them. They'd be on TV. So I'm at home, there's all this stuff on, and I loved watching curling with her.
Yeah.
And I remember sitting at home, during the Scotties Tournament of Hearts would be in February, and the Briar a lot of times was over March break. And so I'd be watching all this curling. Yeah. And then I said, can little kids like me do that? And she's like, yeah, I think so. And I was like, I want to do it. Can I do it? And she's like, all right. I think every year around the start of the school year, there's an ad in the paper about, registration for junior curling, and we'll sign you up. So I did not forget. And, 6 months later or whatever, when October rolled around and the curling club's opening up again, my dad took me in to sign me up. And I remember at the Sydney Curling Club, it was $20 for the year. That was it. Just $20. You didn't need equipment, nothing. It was just show up and you joined junior curling. And they looked at me, and I was at that point, I didn't even weigh 40 pounds. I didn't even weigh.
How old were you again, sorry?
I was 8.
8 years old, okay, yeah.
Almost 9. So I didn't even weigh the same amount that the rocks weigh, right? So I think they looked at me and thought, oh, this kid, I don't know.
You could be a broom.
They were like, don't pay yet. let's
So
see if she likes it. But I loved it right away. Yeah.
So there was nobody else like your age there? Like,
oh no, there's other kids. Like there's a junior program, yeah, but I was pretty small for my age too.
Okay. Yes,
So
100%.
so it took me a few months. I think it took till about Christmas before I could even get the rock all the way down the sheet.
Okay.
Yeah. But I stuck with it. Like I was determined that I wanted to be on TV curling. Like I wanted to be like those people I saw on TV. Yeah, right from before I ever started. So it's like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to figure this out.
That's so cool. Cause I mean, like oftentimes, I have a 4.5-year-old and like, he says he wants to do things. I mean, he's also 4. So I mean, whatever. Right. But like, it's really cool that you had a goal and we're just like, this is what I'm going to do. And you did it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I did it.
Yeah.
When you first started chucking rocks down the ice, you actually like enjoyed it and everything?
I loved it right from the first moment, and just like the smell when you went out there. It just every year still when I go back at the start of the new season, that's one of my favorite things is the smell of the arena, because you kind of forget and then you go in and it's just something special about it. But yeah, right from the start, and there was other kids and the older kids helped teach the younger ones, and just so there's people to look at to try and emulate too in Sydney. Like we had a great group of kids there, and yeah, some really good curlers have come out of there too.
It seems like a really like non-toxic community sport, and maybe you can tell me otherwise, but it seems that way. Like curling clubs seem to really kind of band together.
Yeah, and I mean I've moved around the province a few times in my adulthood, like with work and stuff. And no matter what community I went to, it's like I could join the curling club and immediately meet nice people and have people that will be your friends and kind of look after you too. So you can always find this just like great group at the curling club. And
it's cool.
And I've worked a lot with some of the younger people and like younger juniors and stuff too. And I don't know, there's something about us curlers, like the kids are all really nice and they're smart and they're hardworking, and it's like I think it's something you learn just from having to work in a small sport too. It's like a smaller team sport.
Well, curling's hard. Like I don't think people realize it. I think like when they look at it, they're just like, I can chuck a rock down the ice, right?
Well, that's what I was going to ask you is like, did you find it really difficult when you first started, or were you like naturally gifted in it right from the get-go?
I think I was like naturally pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously it took a long time to get very good, but I had some natural ability right away, and so that makes it easier to like something too. But yeah, 100%. It's not as easy as it looks, but that's because when you watch it on TV, those people are really good and they've put in a ton of time and effort practicing at their sport.
Absolutely.
So it looks simple, but it's not.
I don't think it looks simple myself. I think it looks impossible.
I think like an untrained eye, people would just look at it in a simple sense, right? Mm-hmm. But then when you really kind of look at like how long the ice is, the fact that you're actually like trying to actually get a rock to curl in or curl out, and like sometimes really weave it between other rocks to kind of get it, and to get, you have to get those right angles that kind of bounce it the way you want so that you're not going to hit other rocks. Like you're hitting with precision. So it's like, I kind of think it's the same as football in a way, right? A lot of people look at football and they're just like, oh, that's just a stupid sport. But there's a lot of actual like chess match type of strategy that goes into football, very similar to like curling, where it's like you have to know how to place it, you have to know how to piece it, and I mean, you have to plan to try to win. You have to take sometimes 3 stone to catch up, and when it seems like it's no hope, you can pull it off sometimes, right?
Yeah, there's like the strategy, right? So you're planning a few moves ahead.
Yeah.
You have to be able to see, okay, how am I going to develop this end the way I want it to? And where do I need to put my rocks to be able to have this opportunity to score a multiple points or to steal or whatever your goal might be for that end? But it's not just, up and down, simple. Right. And to make the shots, there's so much precision involved, like you said. Like there's so much detail to make something actually perfect.
Yeah.
You can go up there and just like chuck the rock and see where it ends up. But no, when you're actually good, you want it to be right in that exact spot. Because if it's not, the other team's going to make you pay.
Right.
So
exactly.
That's the thing. Anytime I can't curl, right? Like I've tried and I do it a couple times. Like the insurance industry has. Like,
go for fun.
We go for fun. We have a whole day of it. But you know what? I should actually bring you out sometime on like our team, just like a huge ringer. Like, yeah, we're gonna win this thing, right? But I go out there like if you want to clear rocks, I'm your guy. I can send it barreling down. I can clear the whole thing. But I have tried to get it to like curl. I mean, I can do it like almost like if you're bowling, I can get it to go in the gutter right away, kind of thing. But yeah, it's hard. It's really hard. I can basically send it down straight, and that's pretty much as good as I can do. So yeah. Anyway,
like my other cousin Jason Barrett, who Timmy knows.
Oh yeah, he's a loser.
Yeah. He always says to me, he's like, I don't understand why you don't just take out all the rocks every time. Like, take 4 of them out. You should just do that every time. I'm like, well, that's not really going to help, potentially. That's not necessarily what the best option is.
Well, and, they did institute the 5-rock rule.
Well, I was going to say, there's a rule against it.
Yeah.
But that's
3-guard zone, all that kind of stuff. You can't just hawk them down there.
But some people might think, why don't they just do that? Why don't they just blow it up every time?
Yeah.
But that's not necessarily going to help you score enough points, right? Like, it's no good if you just get 1. Well,
because then you're just doing 1, 1, 1, 1 each time, and then it ends up 5-5 every game. So, Jason, you're an idiot.
The 5-rock rule was instituted because of Jason Barrett watching curling.
So yeah, okay. So as we kind of go further on, like, when did you realize, like, okay, no, I'm good?
I hope you're enjoying a pint with us. We'll be right back. Your dream home does not have to be just a dream. Today's show is brought to you by Camilla Najat of Exit Realty Metro. Camilla is the realtor who knows how to get things done. Buying or selling? Go to afternoonpint.ca and we will help with a personal introduction. That's afternoonpint.ca/Camilla to make your dreams become a reality.
I don't know. It's I'm pretty humble, but I think it was just like I loved it. I just loved the sport, and I always want to be better. So I still just want to be better.
Yeah.
So I'm just ever since I was little, just striving to be the best curler. So it's just what do I have to do and the work to put in, and because I enjoy it, it's easy to do that.
That's fair.
Like, I like it, right?
Yeah.
So. I think I just kind of just like I'm pretty good. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you had to obviously start like winning things, right? And then, winning, at least in this province, winning a lot of things, right? At some point, in order to get where you got.
Yeah.
I mean, we had, rest in peace. We had Colleen Jones, who kind of like paved the way I feel, and for a lot of women curlers and curlers in general, who was just like awesome, like legend, right? And it's funny because like I think now it's like because she's been out of the game for so long, I don't know if like people really fully recognize her. Like I think we kind of like should have really gave her a really good hurrah, I guess, on the like in her last bit, because I remember watching her and it seemed like she was just unbeatable, like for at least a solid like 10 years. Yeah. Right? So watching her, that she must have been some sort of inspiration to you.
Oh, absolutely. She was my idol.
Yeah.
From, watching her growing up, first off, being a fan of curling, and like, okay, she was almost always going for Nova Scotia to the Scotties. So I was like, wow, this is amazing. Who is this? And you'd watch and cheer for her in the mid 90s, but they weren't winning at that point. And then 1999, the Scotties were in Charlottetown, and I went and watched.
Oh, cool.
So that was my first time getting to go watch curling in person, which was very amazing.
At that level, at least.
Yeah, not just at the curling club, but to watch like the Scotties live.
Yeah.
And watch them get on a roll, and they were winning, and then they won the whole thing, and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And then they became just my favorite team. I followed every game they ever played, watched them all, videoed them on videotape, and rewatched the games to just try and learn what I could to be like them I just wanted to learn that, and that's because they were from here. So as a kid from Nova Scotia, I just wanted to be like her and see what I could do. And as I got older and then got to actually know them and learn from them, it was pretty amazing. And
they say
special.
not to meet your idols. Was it okay meeting your idols?
Oh yeah.
I've always worried about that. Like, there's certain people you don't want to meet, and because you're just like I don't want to meet like Bret Hart, because you just never know. I mean, I do, but sometimes you don't want to.
Definitely worth it, and amazing for me to have that opportunity to get to learn from her and from her whole team.
Invaluable knowledge and everything, right? So so it must have did you guys ever actually, I'm trying to think, did you guys ever actually play against each other in like a high level tournament?
Yeah, for a couple of years, for almost 10 years actually, I played with Marianne Arsenault. We used to play with Colleen.
Yep.
And then Colleen, they were still competing, for a few years there in the Scotties. One of our provincial wins, we beat them in the final, which was really hard to go play because I'm like, I've never rooted against her before in my life,
right.
And now I need to hope she loses because it means I need to win.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's the thing. It's like you're like you kind of it's kind of like you grow up a Leafs fan and all of a sudden you're playing for the Canadians, right?
Yeah. So you're like, I can't.
Similar.
I can't think about that because if I do, I'm not going to play my best because I'm going to be hoping they do better than me. But no, I need to go out there and oat curl her.
Yeah.
Not an easy task.
No,
it wouldn't be an easy task. I mean, it's one of those things where you're like, you really have to be so cerebral. But going back to what you said, I think this kind of speaks to people who are truly great at what they do, in the sporting world at least. But you said that you go back, you rewatch things, and you wanted to learn and see and know everything. But that, I think, is part of greatness. I'm a big Tom Brady fan, big New England Patriots fan, and he was always the first one in, last one out, watching film, right? Watching what his opponent is doing, learning from them, seeing what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong, how he can find weaknesses and what they're good at. Like that, and it sounds like that's what you were doing. Is there ever a point where you let the analytics cloud your mind at all, or maybe you overthink in that stuff? Like when you look at what I should do versus what your gut is telling you?
Yeah, I try not to because there is so much analytics now.
Yeah.
And curling's gotten big into it in the last few years with stats and when you should score and, what end should you try and have hammer to score, or different things like that. And I watch lots of games and I analyze different plays and what works for different teams, but I also just love to follow my gut because it's got a pretty good gut for the game and how things are going. You can't always go by the book because sometimes games just are going a little differently, you know? It just depends on the day. So it's important for me to really trust my feel and my gut in a lot of instances. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny because when I was kind of putting together this episode, I asked ChatGPT, just was like, who are the top 5 skips in Canada? And it was you. You were listed as a top 5 skip in Canada.
Nice.
According to ChatGPT.
ChatGPT. Let's go.
Right? That's a pretty cool thing, though, eh?
Yeah.
Young girl in Sydney ends up being a number, top 5. And I mean, it's not like you're the top 5 skip in, from, I don't know, Latvia, right? You're the top 5 skip in, a powerhouse of a curling nation kind of thing. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. You asked me, when did you know you were good?
Yeah.
And it's just it's kind of nice now to get that recognition. 'Cause I think I always kind of knew, and just to get that now, and it just feels good because we deserve it, I think. And but it is pretty cool to think, I am good. I'm one of the top skips in the country, and we have one of the best teams in the country.
Yeah.
But we've put in a lot of work to get there too.
And and that's the other thing too is how did you put together your team?
I hope you're enjoying a pint with us. We'll be right back.
Hey guys, it's Chip here from Don't Overthink It, Chip. big shout out to the Afternoon Pint Media team for managing my content creator career. If your business needs support, big or small, hit up Afternoon Pint and learn more about our reputation for boosting foot traffic with curated storytelling for your business.
Well, my current team, my third Jill brothers. So for a long time we were enemies.
Oh, okay.
No, but we were rivals, really. She was the skip of the other good team in Nova Scotia, basically.
Right.
So for years, it would either be a team I was on or a team she was on that was going to win. She's been really successful. And then I knew when the trials were announced to come to Halifax, like, I want to be there. I want to give Nova Scotia the best team possible to go and make a run at this thing. So I just had to convince Jill to come play with me. So, so convinced Jill, like, come join my team, like, this is time. It's time for us to do this. And thankfully, she agreed. And
Some mega powers.
Yeah, so let's join together and make, like, a super team, basically.
Yeah.
Were you guys friends at the time?
Well, not really, no, because
really. Okay.
we had only ever played against each other. So we didn't really know each other beyond that very much, other than being competitors. Like, I played with her sister back in juniors, so I knew her family a little bit. But really, we're competitors.
Yeah.
So she'll say, wow, I didn't realize how much we actually have in common and how much we get along. And we get along really well. And
good.
Yeah, we're very similar, I think.
So how did you find the others on your team? How do you assemble a good curling team? Because you all have different responsibilities.
Yeah, and you need to find the right people for the right positions. So, and our team is changing a little bit coming up this next year.
Yeah, there was an announcement. We can talk about that in a minute. Yeah.
But so, like the next member on the team is Marley Powers.
Right.
And Marley joined the team at the same time as Jill. And we brought her in because we needed to have like a fifth person, really, in order to be able to go play in all of the events we wanted to play in. And we played against Marley lots, and I had seen her practicing a ton over like that year and thought, she's an athlete. Like, that girl played volleyball for Dal, and she's really, really strong and athletic, and had gotten... I'd seen her putting a lot of work into the game, and she'd really gotten good. So got her to join the team, which was awesome. And she's been a great addition. Lucky to have her. Yeah. And then Carly started curling together after Marianne moved away, and I took over skipping. I knew I was going to be my first time kind of skipping at that level, and I was like, okay, I need to have someone who's got a lot of energy, because sometimes I can be in my head too much and thinking too hard. So I was like, we need someone who's going to just make sure to keep things a little bit just give us that energy we need. And I had played against Carly for years, and she drove me crazy playing against her because she had so much energy. So on the opposite team, you're like, oh my God, that girl, she never stops.
She's like the Brad Marchand of curling.
So I was like, she's going to be perfect to play with.
Yeah.
So we brought her in 2020. And we've been playing together since then. Okay. And then we've got a new member joining us this year, too, coming up. So Lindsay Burgess is going to join us because Carly's going to be on maternity leave, so she's going to have another baby. Yeah. Exciting for her and her family.
Yeah, congrats.
Congrats. Congratulations.
So Lindsay and Marley played together a couple of years ago.
Okay.
And Lindsay is a great young player, one of the top young players in the country, and really strong sweeper. And she spent the last 2 years in Edmonton curling out there, but she's originally from the Hilden area, just outside Truro, so she's really excited now to come home.
And that's Carly Burgess's cousin, too.
That's the thing. So her cousin Carly is one of the top curlers in the country. So they're a curling powerhouse, the Burgess family in Nova Scotia. They're like the curling royalty.
Okay. Curling royalty.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. Well, I mean, and we talked about how you get to go against Colleen Jones and beat her, but you also, some may argue, the top curler in Canada right now is Holman, and you actually get to beat her as well.
Yeah.
So, what is that like? I mean, you were right there, like you got a shot of like being at the Olympics, right? Like we could talk a little bit about that and how you guys can battle it out. Like what do you see? Like how do you feel you're gonna topple the Holman Tower kind of thing?
Yeah, they're incredible. They've had such a good run the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Really changed the game and just how good you need to be and how precise at every position and in every aspect of the game, and they're always getting better. So it's like to chase them down, you have to do that too. Really look at every aspect and how you can do it. But it's just also not thinking that they're unbeatable.
Yeah.
So it's just approaching them like any other team and just playing your game. It's just like any good team. You're only going to win if you're able to bring your best and capitalize on any opportunities you get.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like you're making some moves. You're bringing, really kind of bringing, different teammates in to maybe see, see what they can bring. If it's because it's not always about necessarily like someone's better than someone. It's also sometimes about like how people match up, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes it's about like when you have people kind of going one-on-one. Like, do you look at it as like when you look at the game? Do you look at it as a sense that like you're like as you go from 1 to 4? Do you look at it as those two are battling it out, or do you look at it as like no, we're a team and we have to play all 4 together? Or is it like 1v1, 2v2, or 1v1, 2v2, 3v like that? Like how do you see the game?
Yeah, sometimes definitely we will say before a game, okay, like man-to-man defense.
Okay.
Just like you would in basketball,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like out-curl your counterpart,
Right.
basically.
Yeah.
But every shot still requires the team's help. So like everyone with curling, right from the skip calling, giving the right ice, to the sweepers making the right judgment on the shot, to giving the right information to the thrower. So like every shot it requires team collaboration to make it to the best of the ability that you can. But yeah, we'll look at it sometimes and be like, man-to-man defense. Because at least if you can out-curl the other person, you're probably at least in a better position at that point.
Down the road kind of thing.
In the end. Yeah. Because,
Okay. It's just interesting. I always kind of thought, like, if I was good at curling, I always thought, like, how do good people at curling view this kind of thing, right?
Yeah, we'll say that, but
I'm not good, so I'm just kind of like, I'm just going to throw the rock and,
But you could have your first 3 players curl 100%, and then me as the skip have a terrible game and still lose by a lot, right?
Fair. You can make a mistake. That happens. Yeah, that's true. All the pressure's on the skip.
Yeah, but then you also, as the skip, if your front 3 play bad, or even just if your lead isn't having a good game and setting up the end good for you, you're going to be chasing the rest of your the other 3 of you are going to be chasing on your shots, and you're probably going to have a tough time to win that game.
Yeah.
So it's like everyone's role is really important.
So, would you agree with the statement that Nova Scotia is good at curling again?
Yes. Yeah.
So, because like it seemed like we were amazing because of a legend in Colleen Jones, and it felt like we took a bit of a dip for a little bit there. But it seems like we're like good again, right?
Yeah.
We had 2 teams recently, right? Like there was like 2 Nova Scotia teams, and what was the tournament? I can't remember the ones you were at. Was it the one you were at?
No.
Or was it the one after? There was one where there was 2 Nova Scotia teams.
At the Scotties.
That was
It was
the
the Scotties.
decision.
Okay.
At the Scotties.
It was the Scotties. I couldn't remember. Yeah. So we had 2 Nova Scotia teams.
First time in 21 years
Yeah.
that 2 Nova Scotia teams went to the Scotties.
Yeah.
And the first time ever that they made it to the playoffs. And they played against each other.
I know. I was kind of hoping to be Nova Scotia versus Nova Scotia.
It was awesome. It was really awesome. And so for all those people out there who don't know, that other team is skipped by Taylor Stevens, and she has had a really phenomenal year, and what a performance in the Scotties. Like, she stepped up like you wouldn't believe. Like, that was amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome to watch them, in their first Scotties and to do so well. And we were, like, one of my most proud things that I've accomplished over the last couple of years is doing well enough to have a second team get to go to the Scotties.
Yeah.
because that was just such a cool thing to be able to do for the province for curling, and to give another opportunity for a second team, and then for both of us to do really well. Just shows, okay, it's not just, there's depth. There's depth there in the province. Yeah.
Which is, it's great. It actually is really cool to see again, right? To see that we're going to be standing kind of up for the country, and like, I know the Olympics are just recently over and a while away, but it would be awesome to see Nova Scotia represent, like, Team Canada. But speaking of that, though, how come we don't see, like, mega teams come together for the Olympics? Like, why are they not taking, like, you and Holman and things like that and just like throwing mega teams together and just being like, we're going to pick the 5 best people in the whole country, and just, like, why are they doing that?
They don't have a lot of experience playing with one another, is the thing.
That's true, but neither do hockey players.
That's true.
I know it's true. That's why I said it.
Yeah, but hockey, there's so many more people on the team.
That's true.
Yeah.
Right?
That's fair.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with curling, it's such a small team. You have to really have that right chemistry and trust in your teammates, and you're together so much. Some other countries will do that, but then still that team's playing together for a long time. And
Yeah.
we're lucky that we have lots of teams and lots of great players. So we are able to still kind of have your own team and work together to win.
No, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. And I'm sure there is, like, when you are a country like Canada, U.S., like Sweden and Norway and things like that, and like, in some cases the UK and things like that, where curling is a part of their culture.
Well,
they have a lot.
Scotland, man.
Yeah, exactly, right?
They make the stones.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like we have so many good people and so many good teams. I'm sure, like, if it is Latvia, I'm sure they have to kind of put together some of the best in order to even compete.
Well, yeah, and even all of those other countries that you mentioned, they don't have very many teams. There's only like 1 or 2 teams, and so then that's why they don't. They'll just select a team to go to the Olympics or to the Worlds in some of the instances, because they just don't have the
I guess the population's lower.
The population's lower. The amount of facilities is lower. It's just not as popular. Like, you go to Norway, most people ski and stuff. Like, that's where they rack up their medals.
That's true,
that's
too.
where their money
There's
goes.
like, what, 9 million people in Norway or something like that? So.
When they win the most medals in the Winter Olympics, but they rack them up in, like, skiing and I don't know, all of that other
all
stuff.
the time.
Yeah. So then that's probably where their money goes from their government. It's not really going to curling.
Fair.
So then they only have a few curlers that curl at a high level.
How's it like with the United States, though? Because they obviously have a population 10 times greater than us, but, like, do they have similar type of setups? Like, I don't watch a lot of American curlers, right? So, like, I don't know what it looks like. Do they have tournaments, like qualifying tournaments and things like that, like we do?
Yeah, they have tournaments like a nationals like we do, and they have Olympic trials, but there's less teams, less overall curlers, and just less facilities.
Interesting.
Less of their, most of the people down more southern, there's not going to be as many curling clubs, that
That's
sort
fair.
of thing. But they definitely have curling clubs and quite a few curlers, but there's an opportunity there for it to grow in popularity, since there is so much population.
Yeah.
To get more curling clubs, get more people interested, to get it on TV more in the United States, besides just at the Olympics. Yeah. And then that would help grow the sport there.
And, like, just so, because anyone watching, because we always see, like, the Scotties and Olympic trials, and, like, there's, there's international tournaments and things like that in the Olympics and stuff. I'm trying to even remember what it was that I watched, because there was an international tournament here in, like, 2014, I think it was 2014.
2015, the men's worlds were here.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
So I actually watched. It was awesome. I had box seats for that.
Oh, fun!
It was really fun.
Oh, you went to it live, did you?
Went to it live.
I didn't know that.
Box seats. The corner one, which was the big one, and it's also a little bit lower, so you're like a little bit closer to the ice. You're not way up. So it was like, free beer and free wings and curling. It was awesome. I sat there the whole day and just, like, watched. And so it was really, really cool. But it's like, all of these, but are there, because I don't even really fully know this. I mean, I know there's, like, tournaments and stuff like that, but are there regular tournaments that you can go in, like your team can go in and compete, like to kind of obviously, because you got to play a lot and obviously to be good. Like, so are there tournaments that you guys are entering in that you guys can win that, like any other sport there would be kind of way?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So we call them bonspiels.
Bonspiels,
yeah. Bonspiel.
Yeah.
So there's bonspiels pretty
Yeah.
much every weekend across the country. There's multiple going on. And
Yeah.
so it's called the World Curling Tour.
Yep.
So teams come, and predominantly the tournaments are in Canada. So there's a lot here. So a lot of teams come from all over the world to compete in different tournaments. And when you get in the playoffs, like depending on how you do, you get points called World Curling, ranking points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like tennis and stuff like that. Yeah.
So you get those points, and then you're ranked in the world, and the top teams that's how they get invited to the bigger tournaments that are Grand Slams. So
Yep.
the Grand Slam of curling.
Yep.
And so then, and then we also use those points to pre-qualify for things like the Scotties or the Brier. That's how you get into the Olympic trials, is a lot based on those points. So you
Okay.
have to go to these tournaments in order to earn the points to make it to different events.
So, and if people want to learn more about curling and watch more live curling, how do they find that stuff out? Where do they find out where these tournaments are? And,
Well, I'll shout out one of the greatest curling websites of all time, curlingzone.com. And that's where you get all of the info for like events, schedules. They post the scores for like every game, live scoring, and also links to YouTube links or wherever it might be located to watch streaming. So a lot of events you can watch on YouTube or different streaming platforms depending on the event.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's always games to watch. Like, I watch old games on YouTube all the time.
Okay, going back. You know what? I do that with football. 100%. Go back, watch old Super Bowls or really great games and things like that.
Yeah. I got some of my old favorites.
Yeah.
You can't sleep or something, put on a game.
Okay, then I got to ask you, what's your go-to, favorite curling match that's not yours, that's okay, this is my go-to?
Oh, there's so many. There's so many good ones. Oh, dear.
Think about it, because, I could tell you, for Super Bowls, obviously for me, it's when the Patriots came back, when they were down 28-3. And I love watching that game, because I know the end result, and I know my team was winning, because during that game, I was ready to, murder somebody. But happy that I stuck it out, and I love going back and watching it, because I can, relive that moment of, oh my God, this is the greatest upset in football history. Or not upset, but comeback.
Yeah.
And I do go back. I'd say probably once a year I watch that game. Once a year, just on YouTube, and watch it. So I don't know. There must be a game that's your go-to.
So I like to just watch all different ones
Yeah?
and just
Okay.
pick random ones to
Okay.
watch. There's some really good classics, and you can watch so I like to watch old Colleen Jones games
Yeah.
because I just love those ones. But I do like to pick ones where she wins
Yeah.
because the other ones make me sad still. But the Brier final when Mark Dacey won, that game is a classic. Even just to go back and watch the 10th end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was unbelievable. So that's a great one to watch. Yeah, there's some really good ones out there, and just pull up random games. I don't care. I'll just stick it on, and I just like to listen to the commentary. And
How much of the commentary do you really listen to? And what I mean by that is do you go back and listen to your own and be hear what these people say, and you're hey, shut up.
yeah, I know I don't really like to go back and listen to my own very much because I would get mad. But no, but when I'm watching a game, I definitely listen. And when growing up, that's how I learned. I learned so much just watching the original TSN commentators. You had Vic and Linda Moore and Ray Turnbull, and I learned so much from them.
No, it's and that's some of the thing is listening to when you can hear the criticism of yourself, but you can kind of learn from that sometimes, but some people are just don't listen to your own criticism type of thing.
Yeah, I'd rather watch the game and analyze it myself. I can see where I went wrong or different things sometimes without listening to the sound.
Do you listen? Do you listen on mute?
Yeah, or sometimes just get a video of the game that's just a separate video.
I sometimes like to watch football on mute.
Yeah,
Because I like to just watch the game.
Forward through and just watch the shots and see what happened.
Yeah.
But sometimes when I need to hype myself up, like if I really want to hype myself up before something, then I'll go watch and listen to the commentary on a game where I know I did really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you like
So
to
like I
listen
want
to
to pump
the good
myself
comment.
up.
Okay.
And before I go to a tournament at the start of the year or something, and just like watch and listen to the cheers and just watch me make good shots, just watch your own little hype reel.
So you're not fueled by spite.
No, yeah.
See, I would go back and watch some of the ones where someone said something terrible about me. I'd be like, I'm going to show you, kind of thing. That's the thing. It's like, I'm going to make that guy regret that saying.
Do you find it is a good means of strategy, like watching your own games and seeing what your opponents are doing too, and like kind of just relating the commentary to what they're doing, what you're doing, and just like, does it give you a better idea of how to play them and stuff? Like,
yeah, for sure. And you see, if you go watch how people always see how different teams play, then you have an idea before you go play them what they might throw at you. So you're not surprised by shot selection or strategy they might make, and then watch a game and see what we did, and then see if it worked. Or if it didn't work, why didn't it work? Was it just that you missed a shot, or was it a strategy error? So then maybe, okay, we need to try this different strategy. So I'll go and analyze, like, okay, every time I did this is what we scored. And if I did this, we scored this. So then kind of pick and choose your playbook based off of what works for the team.
And see, it's kind of going back to like the strength of everything too. I meant to like talk about this as we must be seeing strong like juniors and kids coming up now, because we're again having two teams having more representation fuels that. That's I think a big reason why Colleen Jones really fueled you and others and stuff like that. But what are you seeing when you're going to local curling clubs? Like, are you seeing really good competition coming up?
Yeah, there's some. Here in Nova Scotia, we have a great junior program and a lot of strong junior teams. Yeah. They always do well at the U18 Nationals and at the U20 Nationals, Canada Games. There's so many opportunities now, extra events for these kids to play in, extra national type events. We didn't have U18 Nationals when I was growing up, and two teams generally get to go because we do well from Nova Scotia to all of those events. And so they've got better coaching now, more events for them to play into, and you see them practicing and putting more effort in. And I think it helps that they see teams like us and what we do and how much we're out there practicing and the type of practicing we do.
Are you doing any coaching yourself now?
No, I haven't gotten my coaching yet, but I do want to do that. In the near future.
Well, you have other things right now. You have other goals.
I know, but I really want to do it because I think I could do a good job. So I just need to get the certification and start helping out. Because I've got, some little relatives, that have followed in my footsteps. My niece Sarah, and I'd love to be able to help them out and coach them and coach her as she gets older. And my little cousin Ella has been curling for a long time. And
I was going to mention Ella because when I was talking to Maria, she kind of mentioned one of her favorite things was the whole full circle of everything. How you grew up idolizing Colleen Jones, and how now Ella's growing up watching you, and it got her into curling so much, and it's just a neat cycle. She thought it was really amazing.
That's pretty cool.
It's cool to see. And she's really into curling too. Her and Jean out there and stuff. It's awesome.
I just got to play with her on the weekend in the closing fun spiel at the Mayflower Curling Club, the Ice Maker's Revenge.
Okay.
So I played with Ella and my cousin, the other Christina Black with a K.
Christina with a K.
Yeah. and her partner, Nick. So they just started curling a couple years ago, too.
Oh, Nick played, too?
Yeah. So they joined curling, learn to curl a couple years ago because our family now is so
I would
paying
imagine.
attention to it, I guess,
Yeah.
because of me. So they all pay attention to curling more, and then tried it with some friends. And so we played in that, and we got second. We won 6 straight games. It was pretty great. Yeah, 6-0 on the weekend. It's
That's
fun.
awesome.
6-0.
Yeah.
And that was at the new.
At the new Mayflower.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. They get the new.
Yeah, they just opened it up. Yeah. How do you find it? Is it nice?
Oh, it's such a beautiful building. Like, it's amazing for us out here to have something new.
Yeah.
You know, most facilities are pretty aging and stuff, so to have a modern building, it's good and good for the future of the game here.
Question for you about modern versus aging, though. A lot of like hockey players will talk about the older buildings, and the reason why they like playing in them is because of the hard ice. How is it for curling versus like a softer ice in like a newer building that might be like heated versus like an older building that's like hard rock kind of thing? Would you like? Do you notice a difference in that?
Well, I think it's different for a curling club versus a hockey arena. The ice is different.
Yeah.
The thing with a newer building is it's just more economical to keep it cold, right? So it's not costing you as much power to run the plant to keep that ice where it needs to be. But curling ice, hopefully we did at the trials have some pretty crazy frosty ice and soft ice conditions, but for the most part, it's pretty hard.
That was at Metro Center?
Yeah.
Well, the Metro Center's warm. That's what I mean, though, right? Like, yeah.
And I've had people tell us before, like, that it was terrible ice to play hockey on because it's so soft.
Yeah, it's super soft ice. Yeah.
It was not
notoriously bad ice.
It was
for
hard
hockey
to play curling on too.
I would imagine, right? Yeah. So So I guess that's kind of true. Like, so you don't want like, you want to obviously make sure things are done, but it's a good point saying like it's probably better technology now to make sure that but you can't have those rooms heated.
The curling club usually like out on the ice, it's not. There is usually some heat because it's not freezing, hopefully, or I would freeze to death. But, the ice, they maintain it at a certain temperature. They're supposed to maintain different things like the dew point and the different... ice making is an art. It's a science and art, and the people who do it well are absolutely amazing and, very passionate about it. And I applaud them and thank them for their effort. Because I can just complain about it, but, I can complain when it's not good. But a lot, they put in a lot of work and to make it great for us curlers.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny, too. I think a lot of people who don't really understand that are probably just, what are you talking about? Ice is ice.
Yeah, but it's not. It's not.
Yeah, it really isn't, right?
And there's so much that goes into it to make it great and good for curling, and as a curler, we just want it to be consistent and the same for every game,
Yeah. So this leads us to the big question. How are you going to win it all? What's your strategy? What are you thinking about? Like, what is there spots that you think like, hey, I need to like, we're going to try to focus on improving this, or is it just like, no, we're there. We just need to get on that run.
Yeah, a little bit of both. I think we're there. We're really good.
Yep.
But there's always things to improve.
Yep.
And everyone's always working hard to get better. So it's just looking at the game and ways that we can get a little better.
Yeah.
How do we get a couple of percentage points better? And looking at our sweeping, I think that's something we want to work on, getting a little stronger with that. And I think bringing on Lindsay's going to help a lot. She's a great sweeper, so I'm excited to have her come on board to play with us next season. And just analyzing the strategy, trying new things. We got to play a lot more last year against more higher ranked teams, which helped us learn a ton and figure out how important it is to be so good against them. Yeah. There's no room for error. So
I don't explain it. Maybe just do like a quick explanation about like what exactly sweeping does, because I don't think people realize like why you're doing that.
Yeah, it's not just, yelling for the sake of yelling.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes, but...
It's an outlet.
But sweeping does a couple of things. One, it will make the rock travel further. So it will drag it further because you're heating up the ice, like the path that it's traveling down. And you can also somewhat manipulate the path that it's traveling. So if you're sweeping it and making it go further. You're also holding it straighter for longer, so you're delaying when it starts to curl.
Right.
Or you can also enhance how much it's curling at the end of the life of the curl of the rock,
Right.
because as it's spinning, like you see the rocks are turning as they go down the ice, so you're able to kind of enhance that with your sweeping techniques as well. And there's lots of different techniques now than there used to be, different equipment than there used to be. So it's evolved a lot, and it's. The stronger you can be, like the more body weight you can put down on your broom on the ice, like the better, more effective you're going to be. So that's why you see bigger guys, like they can drag the rock really far.
Yeah.
And do crazy things with their sweeping because they're so strong.
Right.
Us women, we lack that body weight a lot of the times.
I was gonna say, you're not a very big person, so yeah.
But like if you're a little taller, then you can get more leverage on the broom.
That's right.
Or if you can just be a little faster with your arms, like faster body movement, and it's just having the right technique to put as much of your body weight that you can. So even if you only weigh 120 or 30 pounds, like if you can get 90% of your body weight on that broom, you're doing a pretty good job.
Right.
So it's just figuring out your techniques and stuff to be more effective.
Yeah. It was funny because when I was going through this and asking about like best curlers in the country and like asking if you were a top 5 and everything, and then I was asking ChatGPT to give me like funny things to say, and one of the funny things it told me to say, and I was like, oh, that's not, it's funny, but it's not funny enough for me to put it in kind of thing or whatever, but I'll just say it now, is it wanted me to make a joke, something along the lines of like, ask you like what you do during your day job, like we were just speaking about, and said like, do people think that you're just really good at janitor work kind of thing? It's like, do you get like offers? Like, you can sweep really well. Like,
you must be great at mopping.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it was like made like this kind of joke, and I was like, oh, ChatGPT got some jokes here. Like, yeah, you're just getting contracts from schools. It's like a first round draft choice. So it kind of moving and moving the needle and everything. So Olympic trials, they start, is it like 6 months before the Olympics? Is that what it is?
No, not even that much.
Not even that much?
Yeah, so like the Olympic trials, for example, were at the end of November. And
oh, wow, so 3 months away.
Yeah,
like,
the Olympics is in February.
Yeah,
so,
like 2.5 actually.
Yeah.
Really, yeah. Oh, wow.
It's not a lot of time for whoever wins to then get ready and go
to start
the
focusing and then focusing on who you're going to be playing against kind of thing, yeah. Is there a lot of that, like looking ahead at your opponents and seeing like, and watching their film? Is there a lot of that?
Yeah, like sometimes when I have enough time to do that, for sure. Like I'll look at teams. If there's teams that I've never played before,
right.
I'll go watch some games that they've played just to try and get an idea of what kind of strategy they use.
Yep.
How do they approach different ends? Like, this is pretty high level, but in the first end, are they going to throw a guard or are they going to throw it in?
Right.
So you have an idea, like then what kind of strategy they might play. Do they throw a corner guard? Do they come around the center? Do they throw double centers? Just to get an idea of people's tactics. Because everyone's good, but it's nice to know what their kind of tactics are so that you know, okay, well, how is that going to play against my game or what I like to normally do? Should I adapt what I would want to do in that situation or to combat like where they like to score their points? So if someone likes to play to the wing, then maybe I'm going to try and drive the play to the middle. If they like to drive the play to the middle, I'm like, okay, well, I need to make sure I don't let them junk that up too much so I have room. So
I think it like really matters when like at your position, when you're in the skip, and now there's like a crowd of rocks oftentimes, where there's a crowd of rocks, and to see what your opponent's going to do on, whether they play it safe or like, whether it's like, hey, you know what, we need one to tie it, but we're going for the win, or things like that. Like, I don't know if that has any kind of, or like sometimes even stretch, like sometimes you need 3 or 4, right? And to see if they're willing to go for a big win or not. I would think that like you want to know how your opponent thinks in that way.
Yeah, because it's nice to know so then you're not surprised, right?
Yeah.
Like you'd like to have an idea of how they might approach that end.
Right.
Are they going to really go hard to have hammer in the last end? Or would they Would they not? Would they go for a blank? How are they going to play it? So it's nice to have. I like to know, so then I can plan my strategy accordingly.
Yeah, there's a couple of curlers out there who are notorious for making risky shots. Like, for example, like in the Bruce Mallett.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people know that when he sees a shot, he's gonna go for it, no matter how difficult it kind of is. So I imagine that's kind of built into the strategy of the game, knowing that, okay, he's probably going to take this risky shot, and if he doesn't make it, there's an opportunity to kind of come back at that. You know what I mean? Is that accurate in any way?
Yeah, for sure. Some teams, some skips really love a big hero hit shot, or they're able to make a big run back or an in off or something. So it's you need to be paying attention that you don't leave something like that for them for a big score.
Right.
And rather, if you're choosing which shot do I block this one that's for 1, or am I going to block this shot that's for potentially 5?
Yeah.
Right? It's they'll take that on and they're capable of making it, so I better protect against that big shot. Even though I'm going to leave them a wide open shot for 1,
right,
I have to in this situation, because otherwise we're going to lose the game if they make that right now, right? So that happens for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. The game's evolved a lot over the last 20 years. And I mean, 20 years ago, having the hammer going into the 10th seemed to be the be-all, end-all. Do you feel like it still is?
You still win high percentage of those games, for sure. But because of the free guard zone and no tick rule, it does make more chance of you being able to steal or something, or push the game to an extra
end. Well, I mean, if you're up going in, that's what I'm kind of thinking. Say it's 6-4.
Yeah.
Going into the 10th, and the other team has the hammer. How comfortable do you feel at that point?
I have 6. I'm up.
You're at 6.
I'm up 6.
And they have, therefore, they have the hammer in the 10th.
Yeah.
How comfortable are you at that point?
Oh, I'm feeling pretty comfortable.
Yeah?
Because my team is pretty great at forcing.
Yep.
We're good at forcing another team to 1.
Yep.
But you're not feeling 100% comfortable, because with the 5 rock rule, 3s come around pretty easy. All it takes is 1 mistake. So you have to be careful. And when someone's going all in with the 5 rock rule, it's pretty hard to stop them from getting 2.
Yep.
So then you're looking at an extra end for sure, but you'll have hammer in the extra, so that's okay.
Yep.
But to prevent that too, sometimes you're taking on the risk of giving up the 3, so you have to kind of weigh that. Yeah. Right. You know what I mean? It's you could go all into steal and block up the middle and throw up guards and make it tough for them to even score at all.
Right.
But if you make a mistake and they have some big extra hero shot for 3, then you lose.
Do you feel like you almost have double life in a way though? Because I always think of it as okay, if you it's if you get it, or if say they tie the game at 6-6, now you're going to the 11th, you're going to overtime, but you have the hammer now, so you almost have feels like you got double life.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where you have to weigh your shot options, to make sure that you don't give up more than 2.
Right.
Because if you go to the extra, your chances of winning are very high.
Right.
So your chances of winning in the 10th or the 8th end, depending on the game, up 2 without hammer are still pretty high.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly off the top of my head, but definitely pretty good.
Yeah.
And then in the extra tie game with hammer, it's very good.
Yeah.
So you know that you've got a good chance to win that game.
Yeah, you just got to squeak out 1.
Just don't blow it.
Yeah, you got to squeak out 1 and there's no more chance of rebuttal, right?
Yeah.
Kind of thing, right? So, yeah. Awesome. Okay. All right. Tim, what do you got? Anything you got going on?
Well, I wanted to take a small opportunity to ask you a little bit about officiating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as we all know, at the Olympics this year, you had the incident with Mark Kennedy, Oscar Erickson.
Fingers.
Boopgate.
Yeah, little boopgate is what they called it there and stuff like that. Now, I don't want to really delve into that particular incident, you know what I mean? Stuff happens and whatever. But overall, I wanted to get an opinion from somebody inside the game as to how much would you like to see officiating be a part of the game? Do you feel that the game needs to evolve with like more umpiring of the like on ice level, or do you think that it should remain more of like a self-officiated game, like because it's historically it's always kind of been that way. It's been like a etiquette style game, sportsmanlike game. You call your own kind of infractions kind of thing. But do you feel like yourself or any of the other curlers at that level would like to see more involvement from officials? Like, would you like to see more rule enforcement just to make it like everybody on the same page, or what do you think is the take there with curlers out there and that kind of thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because, like you said, it's been mostly a self-officiating, not a lot of officials. A lot of the tournaments we play in, you're just out there, you're measuring your own rocks. There's no officials. There's no paid people out there. There's no one on the ice with you. You just settle things yourself, and hopefully you think everyone's out there doing what is right. No one's trying to break rules or do anything wrong.
Exactly.
Hopefully. Everyone's trying to be a good sport. I would hope. Yeah. As a person, as a curler, they have integrity. Like, that's how I treat the game. So I don't see... I don't really like that it would change, but if they wanted the sport to get more professional, and if, like then in the instance of the Olympics, they then had officials, like they just kind of changed the rule almost on the fly because of what happened there. They're like, okay, then we're going to stop any rocks that get touched or getting pulled. But then you have someone there arbitrarily just like watching, and it's very hard to tell, and then making that decision without any sort of concrete proof, I don't like.
Yeah.
Right? So if officials are going to have more power, I think, one, they'd have to get paid. A lot of those people are just basically volunteers.
It is a lot of volunteers.
And there'd have to be, like, video review or something, or some sort of, like, challenge system.
Yep.
Like baseball, you're able to kind of, you have so many challenges you can use kind of deal.
Yep.
Like, if you don't think someone's out, they call you out at first base, and you're like, okay, I'm going to use my challenge here, and then they go and see if it's true or not.
Right.
So
Yeah.
It's a hard decision to say what works, because it is tough because our sport is so different. You've got some high level events, you've got some just like local events that you go play in random towns across the country where it is just people volunteering to run these things. There's no real officials. But if it goes to like a professional type level, and then some of that stuff might have to come into play.
I think what we take away from that is nobody likes refs. Nobody.
No, but they're just trying to do their job too, and with the information they're given. So they got put in a hard place, and it's tough. But
between a rock and a hard place, no pun intended.
But you don't want it to impact the game. Yeah, you don't want that to be what comes down to someone winning and losing. If the intention is not cheating, yes, there's some rules that might you accidentally break a rule or you do something, but you weren't trying to do something bad.
Right. I think that's the thing. Anytime, nobody wants to watch games where the refs take control of the game.
Yeah.
Nobody does in any sport. It's if a bad call happens in a big football game or a hockey game or anything like that. Nobody likes that. Like, even if your team wins, you're kind of like, all right, I'll take the win, but yuck, right? So it's like, as a someone who watches sports, it's like, even if it's not my teams, it's just two teams, I'm just like, hey, this was a great game, but the team won by a bad call, and it just kind of like takes away from how great the game could be. I don't know. It's an interesting thing, like adding more rules. Like, all sports are talking about it, right? How much officiating do we want with baseball? Like, they want to like really kind of see that strike zone,
the
automatic strikes and all that stuff, and take away like the umpire's call and things like that. And on one hand, I get the frustration where it's like, that was clearly not a strike, and my team lost because clearly not a strike, right? But on the other hand, too, it's like, you get into too much precision, and sometimes the bad calls are what makes sports exciting.
Yeah. And I love baseball. I'm a big baseball fan, so it's some calls go your team's way, and you're like, yes, that strike, that ball that looked, catcher was able to catch it perfectly, so it looked like a strike, and that got you your third out of that inning or whatever. And then sometimes it's obviously got one, and I'm yelling at the TV like, are you blind? Like, come on, right. Are you kidding me? They're out, they're rigging it. They don't want us to win.
Are you a Jays fan?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Sitting here with two Jays fans.
Proper thing, man. You're in Canada, bud.
Who do you like?
Red Sox.
Don't even.
Oh, they make me just. Oh, I don't like them.
Oh, you don't like the city that came to help Halifax when our worst thing that happened to us in our history?
I love Boston. I have a lot of family in Boston, but the Red Sox, their players always they look like bullies. I don't like them.
That's the Yankees. You're supposed to not like the Yankees.
Oh, I don't like them either.
At least he's not a Yankees fan.
I don't
That's
like
the only
them
thing
either.
I can say.
Red Sox and Patriots. I'm a Leafs fan. They keep me humble.
Go
So-
Habs, go.
Oh no.
Are you a Habs fan?
Oh no.
You know what? When I was a little
She's a
kid,
caper. She has to be.
I did. I would say I was a Habs fan, but now I actually cheer for both the Habs and the Leafs, if you would believe it.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah.
I just mostly cheer for the Canadian teams, but my mom's a huge Leafs fan, always has been,
Right.
and I would just love to see them finally win
Yes.
for her.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
Not
this-
happening.
Not this
happening.
No, I actually knew that about Carol. That
Yeah.
She was a Leafs fan. It's like, yeah, atta girl.
That's right.
Yeah.
But whatever. It is what it is. Anyway, I get to watch 10 championships in 20 years. So the Leafs keep me humble.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. But okay, so yeah, sitting here with two Jays fans. All right, let's move on. But yeah, so okay. I think now is probably a great time to move into our 10 questions.
Okay.
We're going to do these a little bit different. They're kind of like, some of them are philosophical, some of them are just silly, and some of them are just fun or whatever, and some of them are technical. They're going to be all... Normally, Tobin and I, like my co-host, would go back and forth. But we're going to do a little different this time. I'm going to read 5 in a row, and Tim's going to read 5 in a row.
Okay.
And we'll just go that route, and then see how you answer them.
Oh, gosh.
Everyone finds these so, when anyone who's... It's a good thing you didn't listen to the show, because everyone who's listened to the show, this is the part where they're kind of like, this is what I'm most worried about.
Okay.
Yeah. Not to scare you. I don't think they're that bad. They're fun, but,
Well,
anyway.
before those, I think you want to take a couple minutes just to say what's ahead for Team Black. kind of
Oh,
thing,
yeah,
you know
please.
what I mean?
Yes. That's a good point.
For the next year. I know, for example, you got a couple of Grand Slam curling events coming to your hometowns. You got an event in Sydney. That's going to be awesome. You know what I mean? That's the national, right? In Sydney.
Yeah. So there's a Grand Slam of curling event going to Sydney at Center 200. So really one of my main goals, obviously, one of our goals is to get back to the Scotties, and go win that. I want to win that. But one of my big goals for the fall is to qualify for that slam. So we want to get in there. For me, it would be a dream to play at Center 200.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it would be a dream come true to play. And I know the city and they've hosted a few events in the last couple of years, like a Scotties in 2019, and they had the Women's Worlds there in 2024, and both were just so well attended, so well supported by the community, and I know the slam will be too. And if we could be there, it would be just so cool.
Awesome.
Have the crowd support us.
Cheers to
it
that.
would be a dream. Yeah,
cheers,
so hopefully
cheers to
we
that.
can make it to that one.
No,
Yeah.
I would definitely go if you guys get into that. I know we could round up all the garage crew and whatnot.
It'll be so fun. And
So when would that tournament be?
That's in November.
November of this year.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Right.
So we've got tournaments. We'll start in September, traveling around, go to probably Ontario a couple times, and then there's a couple of events that we play in here, and just to try and qualify for that one. And and then it's just trying to get ready to win provincials again. So we'll travel around just to different spiels, different spawn spiels for it over the fall. Yeah.
Cool.
And the Scotties is actually in Charlottetown
Yeah.
this year. So that might be another garage crew road trip over there.
There you go.
Yeah.
When's that?
Well,
February.
That's February.
End of
next year.
February.
So
like
next year,
middle
February
to,
of next year. Okay.
Right
yeah.
around my birthday.
Well, there you go, Tim. Birthday trip.
Birthday present.
Birthday trip.
There you go.
Yeah.
We can
Bring
go
home a
over.
gold medal for my birthday.
I'll do what I can for you.
We can go over. We can maybe go over into Charlottetown. That's a quick little run.
Yeah, well, I was saying, get Maria, a couple of the grads crew together, Airbnb, and go watch some awesome curling. It'd be fun.
It'd be fun.
Yeah.
There's literally nothing else better to do in Charlottetown in the winter.
No, come watch curling.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's perfect. Go to the original Gahan house.
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. So now we're going to move on to 10 questions.
Okay,
the
let's go.
ominous
I'm
10
ready.
questions.
Sort of.
Okay. First one's this one's a fun one. But you have to think about it here. So, if curling suddenly allowed one power up in the game, kind of like Super Mario, what are you choosing? A fire broom that can make the ice get warmer, easier without having to sweep so much. The rock can grow big, so you can basically
like a mushroom.
Yeah, exactly. So it gets 3 times bigger. The rock gets 3 times bigger. Or a feathered rock that you can actually curl up and down.
Oh, those are good ones. Good job coming up with that.
There you go.
Oh man, that's a tough decision. The one that would grow would be fun because sometimes you say, I need to throw the big fat one.
Yeah.
Pick the big fat one. Then you need a good guard.
Yep.
Even though they're all the same looking, but the feather I think might be the most useful.
That's what I would think.
Yeah, because you could avoid. If there's guards, you could use it to go over them and land right where you need to be. So I think I would go with the feather.
It'd be a hard skill to learn. Yeah. All right. Question number 2.
Just need some of my black magic.
There you go. Black magic woman. All right. If curling was like pro wrestling and you guys had to make an entrance, what is your theme music for your team?
Well, my roots will show, but I have to say the Rankins, you feel the same way too.
All right. That's great. No,
I
that's
had
a
a
great
feeling
one.
I was going to hear that come out.
That's good. That's good. That'd be a good song. That'll get me pumped up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
All right, here's a technical question. So, as a skip, how do you balance just trusting your instincts or in the moment, running through what the stats would tell you to do in big moments?
It's a little bit of both, and it's just taking a breath. You're always analyzing as the end is going on and keeping in mind what's your goal for that end. So it's just looking how things are developing and then knowing when's the moment you have to kind of switch and then that's where you have to bring your gut into it. So sometimes, things aren't going kind of to plan that stats are telling you. So it's being able to trust yourself of when that is and just going with your gut, being okay, yeah, now here's the time we got to go change gears here.
Okay. All right. That's good. All right. So, question number 4. So, when you miss a crucial shot as a skip, and it's not the end of the game or anything like that, obviously, say it's the 9th, you miss a crucial shot, how do you, personally, mentally adjust yourself to be prepared for the next end?
Yeah, you just have to be able to park that. Take from it, why did I miss? So I like to know, okay, was I just wrong in what I was supposed to throw there? Or did I have the wrong ice? Or did I just throw it too hard or too light? Did I release it bad? Just quickly know what went wrong and then forget about it. Okay? So take what you can to learn from it and then move on. What are we going to do now? What situation are we in? What's our plan?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's hard to do sometimes.
It is, but you have to be a goldfish. You have to have
Dory.
a short memory. Yeah.
There you go. All right.
Mike will like that.
Yeah.
Goldfish.
Yeah. Okay. 5th question, so last one for me. So if curling is basically kind of like high-speed chess, I want you to tell me what piece you are and each member of your team is.
Oh, my goodness.
Do you play chess?
I can play chess. Yeah, I'm pretty good. I play my
I
best
thought
friend.
so.
My best friend, her little girl. She's pretty good. So she's basically my only opponent. But yeah, I do kind of like chess. Oh gosh, that's pretty hard. Okay, so I would have to say, I don't know, this would maybe be wrong, and I'm bad with the names and everything. So I think my third, Jill, she would have to be the queen.
Okay.
Yeah, because she's the most versatile.
Okay.
She can move in all of the directions and make all of the shots, right? So
it.
the queen can do all of the moves, right? Like
Yep.
they can move all the different ways.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say there. And then I'd say you've got Marley, the second. The second would be your kind of piece that you're going to go and destroy the others with. So
That's like probably like rook.
like the castle one, the
Yeah,
rook.
that's the rook,
So
yeah.
you're going to use that one, really strategically to make things
Yeah.
set up there for you. And then your lead is your setup. So that's your opener. So that's your pawn. Like you need to
Yeah.
open with the proper moves to
Perfect. Yeah.
have your strategy in place. And then myself, oh my goodness. So I'm the skip and I'm the director. So you win with the king, right? You have to just finish it off. You kill the other king. I don't know. But my favorite, I like the bishop. So I'll just say that's me because that's my favorite piece.
Okay. All right.
But also the horse one. I like the horse one a lot too.
I was.
Those are my two.
I was
favorite
actually kind of
pieces.
thinking like the skip would be a knight.
Yeah.
Even though it's not like the
knight,
mightiest.
thank you.
But the knight is sneaky.
Yeah, and maybe the
Right?
knight. Yeah, I think it would be the knight. You know why? Because that's the one you can use to make sneaky attacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, you set it up and they don't see it coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like
stealth.
everything is like straight lines, right?
Yeah.
Like everyone and they're like, oh no, I do this little L shape,
Yeah.
and like boom, got ya.
Yes, that is definitely the answer. Thank you for your help.
No
the
problem.
Knight. The knight is me
There
as
you
the
go.
skip. Yeah.
All right, Tim, over to you. Your question number 6.
Yeah, well, you know what? I wanted to jump in with something before I got to my questions, and because didn't mention it earlier, and it's actually like I wanted to float back to a moment that you had with you were being interviewed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
Talk
so I
about
know,
this.
Like I know you did a lot of interviews after the trials, and one that was really just spoke to me a lot is when you were talking about that incident at Scotia Square, where like you were just like you went down, and like you were just coming from your hotel, and like everybody started like having like a standing ovation for you and all that kind of thing and clapping and stuff, and you're like, well, I come down here for work sometimes and nobody's clapping for me when I get a coffee on my lunch break or something like that, But I wanted to kind of get a little bit of an inside as to why I feel that people really got behind you at those trials. Because, I was there, I got to experience it myself, and it was honestly one of the coolest sporting experiences of my entire life. Like, it was electric in there. It was really awesome. But I think it had a lot to do not only with the skill of your team, but the fact that you could hear it in your voice in the interviews. You could see it by how much you really thanked the crowd. It was so genuine. It was just amazing. Like, your Nova Scotia, Sydney roots just really shine through, and everybody just like they even said it on TSN. They're like, with Christina, it's just about being a good person. A lot of class. You gave a lot of respect to Holman and all your opponents, Anderson and all that kind of stuff. It was awesome.
It was pretty good. Like, I watched it and I was like, that's a pretty special moment where it's like someone's just realized like, oh wow, like this is so cool, right? And that what kind of came across in that moment. So I mean, I'm sure that's what you were feeling, but you can tell us.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, it's been pretty cool to hear from other perspectives of people who were there and how their week went, because we had our week out there on the ice and had an amazing time, but then also just to hear people, our fans and our friends and our family and stuff just saying like how cool it was for them to be there in the crowd. So thank you. That's awesome.
Oh, it was amazing. Like there's a couple of good memories, like Jen, when they brought all their students in, and she ran into the crowd, hugged the little buddy in the wheelchair. That it was awesome, and like being there with your family, getting to see like just like feeling their energy getting behind you, and it's like you're an easy person to cheer for because everybody just loves you. They're so proud of you. You're just so nice. You're just so nice of a person. Like,
So nice.
no, but and I watched a Scotties game where like with your dad Tony like in the garage, and it was really cool because you could feel that energy, and it was just awesome. It was really cool. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty special, and for us to get to have played here in front of that crowd and just so cool. And it was like we wanted it to be an awesome week. We wanted to enjoy ourselves, and because we love curling, right? So, and I think that's important for me when I'm out there is to show that I love curling, so some kid is watching and sees how much fun we have, and I'm just trying to be myself and I just love to play, and it's so fun, and so that someone else can watch and be like, I want to do that. That looks awesome, right? Absolutely. You know, so, and it is just a sport, and it's a game, and it's hard. Losing is awful, but that's the way sports go. So it's like you still have your great life and your great family, and no matter what. So it's just enjoy the game. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know your cousin Alex has tried to throw you off a few times and kind of get there, but like you weren't having it. But I know that at the trials there, the people who were doing that big like cheerleader cheer, you looked up and you just had that beaming smile, and it was just like, that's awesome. That's just so cool to see. There was like 8,000 screaming for you. It was so cool.
Yeah, and it's for me, and like this is such a privilege to get to do this. This is what I dreamed of as a kid, and then I get to do that and have people cheering for me is so cool. So I just know I'm just so grateful for every moment that I get to do that, and if someone wants to cheer for me and or clap for me or tell me or stop me after, be like, I'm sure you hear this all the time, but congrats, you did so great. And like, can't hear it enough, honestly. I'm just it's awesome. It makes me feel so good, and yeah, it's definitely those moments we'll never forget, just how special they were. Like, I can basically start crying just thinking about them at any moment, just to bring myself back to how that felt. You just want to keep chasing that, right? Like, that's why you compete and stuff, is to chase those winning feelings and those moments of just, like, pure joy. Yeah.
Oh, that was amazing.
All right, now read your questions.
All right.
Yes. Yep, we're going to hop right in here. Let's see here. All right, well, we'll start off with, so where in Nova Scotia are you going to get the best pizza? Because we've heard you talk about this before.
Sydney, Nova Scotia, no question. At Napoli Pizza.
Okay. And it's better than anything you'll find in Halifax, is that true?
Oh, no question. Yeah, not even a competition.
Really?
Wow, that's some fighting words there.
I know. I know that Maria says she has never found better pizza anywhere in the entire world.
Okay, I'm going to have to go and stop at this pizza place next time I'm in Cape Breton.
That's a statement. Like Chicago, New York, Italy, Lebanon, like, you know.
Yeah.
Elmsdale rocked some good pizza back in the day. The Corey's.
Okay, first of all,
Elmsdale.
Don't listen to him. He doesn't know anything. He doesn't like cheese.
They really did.
He knows nothing.
I don't even like pizza.
Exactly.
I only like pizza at home. Yeah.
Wow.
So you don't even eat it here?
Not by choice. Like sometimes, you end up somewhere and they have pizza at work, or you're over somewhere and they bring in a pizza. But I would never order a pizza myself.
So if I'm in Sydney and I order from, what is the pizza?
Napoli combination.
No. Yeah.
A combination.
A combination. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what you call it. It's a combination.
That's what I'm going to get.
Yeah.
She said it was the works without onions or something like that. That's what Maria said. Is that right?
Well, it's pepperoni and green peppers and mushrooms.
All right. Yeah. And that's the best one. All right.
It's the classic Cape Breton pizza.
All right.
Combination.
Okay.
Yeah.
Question number 2, Tim.
Okay. So what is your typical pre-game ritual? Like before a big game? Do you get in any sort of music, or do you get in any sort, do you eat certain meals or certain superstitions? And what about your team as well, like Jill and Marley and everybody, right?
Not really. We'll have a pregame meeting as a team, and then, head to the rink, and generally just turn on the same kind of tunes every time. And it depends on the event too. Like if it's an event where we're just together as a team, or if our coach is with us or not too. And I always sit in the front though. So.
Oh, really?
That's where I like to sit before a game. Yeah.
Okay.
That's where I get my like Zen mode in.
Oh, yeah. I get you.
Front seat of the car.
And do you all like the same music, kind of thing?
Yeah, pretty much.
Even Stu, your coach?
He just has to listen to what we want.
He just puts up with whatever.
Yeah. We don't give him an option. Yeah. Generally, lots of Taylor Swift, lots of Dua Lipa.
Oh yeah.
We're all about the females in our pregame music. Yeah.
That makes
Katy
sense.
Perry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
No, very good. Very
Next
good.
question, Tim.
All right, rolling along here. What is now, and or maybe growing up, what was your favorite board game?
Oh man, I love games. Love card games the most, and then board games. My favorite board game, if you're like, you want to play a board game, I'd probably say Ticket to Ride is one of my favorite games.
Ticket to Ride, okay.
Yeah, I like that game a lot. Growing up, it was probably, what was that game we used to play? Can't even remember. We had this crazy game at home, but I used to play a lot of Monopoly. Liked that too when I was young. I like Clue.
Oh,
Clue
there
was
you
great.
go. There you
go.
Yeah.
So over Christmas this year, actually, I got a mini Clue and was playing that with my nieces a bunch. So I hadn't played it in a long time. Clue's a good one.
No, Clue's awesome. I know I've had like legit 4.5 hour battles, and then just
Of Clue?
No, sorry, of Monopoly.
Oh, Monopoly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Monopoly.
Yeah.
You are taking a long time for Clue. Oh boy,
4.5 hour battle. Clue.
It shouldn't take you that long to figure it out.
No. Yeah.
Clue's a game you play many of.
Yes. Yeah. No,
But Monopoly, yes.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. We would play games of that back when we were kids in Jersey Cove, and I think it would last like multiple days, or at some point you'd give up and like throw your money in with someone else. You're like, here you go, I concede, and I'm gonna pile my money
We used to call
in.
that a kamikaze.
Yeah.
It's like I'm gonna like give it to you just to make sure he doesn't
Yeah,
win.
exactly. Yeah.
Oh, we had some epic battles, and I remember selling all my assets to Barrett, Jason for $1, and Maria was not having it. She threw the pieces across the floor. It was awesome. Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, what you ever play Risk? Do you like Risk?
I never really played it much. No,
okay.
I have not really played that much.
I love Risk.
Yeah, but you like Monopoly and Clue, and your family always played a lot of Tuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, to me, I'm like, that's kind of like a card game. I don't know. I guess it's a
Okay.
board/card game.
Right.
Yeah, so we play lots of that, and like Tarbish is my favorite card game, which is just a Cape Breton card game, basically. Yeah.
No, very good. No, so you like Clue, you like Monopoly, and you like the Blue Jays. Woman after my own heart. Speaking of which, that leads me into question 5. 4, sorry. So, do you have a +1 date for Alex's wedding?
I do not.
You do not. Well,
Yeah.
I was going to go with your cousin Jason, but if you're available. No, I'm just teasing you. But there's a possibility I might end up there. That'll be a good time.
Oh, I can't wait. It's
Yeah.
going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to that one.
No, I hope to see you there. And I guess that leads you over to
Jason, you suck.
It'll be nice.
If you're still listening.
That leads you over to the last call, I guess, Matt? Or?
No, you're going to ask your 5th question.
Oh, I'm going to ask the 5th question?
And then, yes.
Okay, yes.
Because it's a yes or no answer, and then we're going to get her to prove it.
That's right, yeah. Okay. Look at her face. She looks so nervous right now.
Yeah.
That's the game face. So to close out the show, we're wondering, can you recite the closing credits of Star Trek The Next Generation verbatim?
Oh my God. The closing credits? They just like list them.
Or is it the opening credits?
Maybe it was the opening
credits.
Was it the opening credits? Because I heard a rumor, a little birdie told me that there was a time that you could do that.
I'm sure I could, because it is my all-time favorite show.
There you go.
When I was a little kid. And I do still watch Star Trek The Next Generation and a lot of the Star Treks very regularly.
Your Uncle Peter would be great.
It is like my, guilty pleasure when you just need to put on a show to just feel comforting. It's like an old Star Trek episode for sure.
I think Worf would be a terrible curler.
But the start would be like space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise, whose continuing mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no one has gone before. In my not very good Patrick Stewart impersonation. There you go.
No, that was awesome.
Great job.
I don't know if I could do a single thing. I don't think I've watched more than 10 minutes of Star Trek in my life.
You're missing out.
Okay.
I was a big, I like Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, I love Deep Space Nine. I didn't like it enough until more recently.
Okay.
Because growing up, I loved The Next Generation.
Yeah, see, I didn't really watch Next Generation.
Yeah.
So I was a big Deep Space Nine. I was also a big 7 and 9 fan.
Oh, there you go. Voyager.
Voyager.
Yeah.
All right, so last call. Basically, all it is for last call is the question is, what is one piece of advice that you were given in your life that you'd like to give us?
Oh, my goodness. I don't know. What do I want to give you guys? I'm sorry. I'm really bad at being put on the spot like that. So, a good piece of advice. I don't know. Help me out.
Curling is like life. No?
Yeah. Let me think of some wisdom. Some good wisdom.
Has anybody told you something that's resonated with you or anything? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. I'm like honestly just blanking in my head on what to say to this advice. What's like some like very profound, great thing to tell anyone.
There's always another end.
Yeah, no. And I feel like I don't even have anything good with curling, what I would say. You know what? Okay, so I'm like trying to think to all the people and the wonderful people that have given me advice and helped me out over the years.
Yeah.
And this may not, so I was like, oh, what am I going to tell you guys? You're not curlers. It might not help you. But no matter what you're doing in life, for me, no matter where I go curling or what kind of event or how big an event it is, I think back to Kim Kelly told me when I was going to play in my first Scotties, it's still just curling. So even no matter how big the event, they're not going to make me do it with my other hand.
Right.
Or blindfolded or, like have to do cartwheels or anything. It's still just curling. So no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing, you've done it before. It's just normal. It doesn't matter what sort of situation you're in. It's just curling.
That's great advice. That could be applied to anything.
Yeah.
Oh, it really is. Like, I think about that in baseball.
Yeah.
Like, just going to play, and different things like that.
Well, on that, cheers to that.
Cheers.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah.
Really appreciate
Cheers.
it. Tim, thanks for hosting, even though you had to take a pee break in the middle.
Thank you guys for
Thank
having
you.
me. It was really fun.
Cheers.